Now, when Barack Obama arrives in China, one of the foremost issues on his agenda is expected to be climate change. BON's Zach Reff looks at what environmental matters the president is likely to discuss with Chinese leaders and how the two nations are working together toward a greener future.
Among the issues that President Obama is expected to discuss with Chinese leaders during his three-day tour here, the environment, and specifically climate change, is one of the topics on which the two nations are likely to find some common ground. Both China and the U.S. are keen to slow climate change, and some experts believe that this topic will be the centerpiece of many discussions between the two nations.
Certainly climate change will be the top environmental issue that they discuss.
If the current weather and pollution levels hold up, President Obama will be greeted by clear blue skies when he comes to Beijing. However, the skies over the capital aren't always so clear, and China continues to struggle with reining in pollution while at the same time encouraging growth. China is currently the world's #1 emitter of carbon dioxide, one of the main gases responsible for climate change. Many cities in China have the dubious distinction of being among the most polluted places in the world. And even in Beijing, the skies are often choked by pollution so thick that it blocks out the sun. However, the government here has also taken aggressive steps to reduce pollution, including enacting stricter fuel economy standards for cars than those in the U.S., and setting ambitious targets for the use of renewable energy. Obama's visit to China comes about 1 month before the Copenhagen summit, one of the most important meetings on environmental matters in more than a decade. More than 40 heads of state are expected to attend the summit, where they will work towards hashing out an agreement to slow climate change. In many ways, the president's environment-related discussions in China will simply be a prelude to talks in Copenhagen.
Both countries, I think, want to have an effective, legally binding agreement come out of Copenhagen. So there are going to be issues that they have to discuss that I think are going to lead both countries to being effective parties in a multilateral agreement.
And while President Obama will certainly be seeking commitments from his Chinese counterparts, they will also be looking for the same from him.
One thing that I think President Hu would like to see out of the discussions with President Obama is that Obama would come away from the discussions with a very strong understanding of how important his role is going to be in a public campaign on global warming, both internationally and domestically.
As a testament to President Obama's global influence, the environmental NGO Greenpeace recently created a sort of online petition for the Chinese public with a message on climate change that the group hopes to deliver to both Obama and the Chinese government.
The Chinese public is concerned with climate change. So this is not just a pressure on President Obama. This is also pressure on the Chinese government to step up their ambitions in tackling climate change.
And, according to Mr. Ash, the ways in which President Obama deals with these global environmental issues could ultimately define his presidency.
He's an extremely popular president internationally. Of course, that's not bulletproof. The international public will be deciding their opinions of Obama as a leader on key issues, and climate change is one of the key issues.
Zach Reff, BON.
Well, Tom, this is one of the key issues that are going to be discussed between the US and China during this visit. Of course, the whole world looking to forge a new climate deal, replacing the Kyoto Protocol, and time's running out before that has to be signed in Copenhagen in December. And if the US and China don't sign up, well, there's no point anyone else, really.
That's right. And many analysts, many environmental analysts looking now quite concerned about about the run-up to Copenhagen. And they say that if nothing concrete comes out of this meeting between Obama and Hu Jintao, then it's not looking good for this global climate pact. Now, what some people are saying is that what's more likely to come out of this are agreements on things like renewable technology. China, one of the leading nations when it comes to renewable energy programs. So people expecting that the US and China are going to sign deals on this, but aren't going to come out with anything concrete pre-Copenhagen, but we just have to see what happens between now and the end of the talks on Wednesday.
And time is, of course, running out before Copenhagen next month.
Yeah.